What's up, everyone? It's Z, and today I'm going to talk about why your approach to funded accounts as a beginner might be completely wrong. I'm going to use a simple example with a 10K funded account, and I'm going to explain exactly the shift that I think you should make as a trader on funded accounts, especially if you're a beginner. Now, why should you take my advice on this? Because personally, I've blown dozens of accounts before I started seeing results back like 2 or 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. And at this point, I have 4 years of experience in the markets. My exact 4-year anniversary will actually be in a couple days here on the 21st of November. And I think I have some decent insight, especially regarding the psychology of funded accounts. Your strategy is not going to matter as much with a funded account as your psychology will. And I think I have some decent insights that might help you actually make some incredible progress as a beginner trader. Now, the change I think that you need to make mentally as a beginner trader trying to make money from funded accounts is that making money from funded accounts should not actually be your goal. What I think your mindset shift needs to be is that you stop looking at funded accounts as leveraged balance, right? And that you instead look at it as leveraged learning opportunities. And what I mean is taking the example of a 10K funded account, let's say with a company like Funding Pips, right? They're very cheap. They're nice and accessible to most people. You can get a $10,000 funded account for $66. $70 to make the math easier because, you have fees or whatever. Maybe you convert currency before you pay for it. Say you spend about $70 on that funded account, right? What I want you to consider is that as a beginner, there is basically a 100% guarantee that you will lose the money, okay? Whether you put it in a private account or you put it into buying a funded account, there is basically a 100% guarantee that you will lose the account. So the switch I want you to make mentally is that money is already lost and you are just using it to learn. That money, those $70 right there, as an example, is your fee for learning trading. Similar to how you pay for a driver's license. You don't just get one for free once you turn 18. You have to actually, save up money when you're like 16 to 18 so you can get a driver's license. And then you're allowed to drive cars with the appropriate skill level. And it's the same for trading. You are going to pay many, many accounts worth of balance as a fee for your learning. And this is where the funded account actually comes in because it can save you a lot of money. The thing that makes you better at trading is repeating the same mistakes over and over, but actually realizing that you're making them. Because if you realize that you're making the mistake, you can work on fixing it. And this is where the funded account actually comes in. If we take our original $70 and put it in a private account, we have a private account with $70. If we take that 70 and buy a funded account instead, again a 10K from, as an example, Funding Pips, you'll have a $10,000 funded account. On that $10,000 funded account, you are allowed to lose 10% before you get kicked. That is equal to $1,000. So effectively, you have just turned $70 not into 10K, but you've turned it into 1K. Okay, you've turned your 70 effectively into 1,000. Now, what I want you to think about is that the emotion on both accounts, whether it's a live account or a demo account with a prop firm, is going to be different to a normal demo account. Right? On a live account that you put your actual money into, as well as on a prop firm account that you buy with your real money, your psychology is going to be roughly the same. On a demo account, your psychology might not be that big of an issue. But if you're on a prop firm account or a private account, you are going to worry about losing money. You're going to worry about making money. You're going to have all these different emotional inputs from that account. And that's exactly why we want the funded account. Reason being is, again, if we go back to having a $70 private account and say we risk $10 per trade, we can only lose 7 trades in a row before the account's gone. Now, ignoring the fact that you need money in the account to actually open a position for margin and everything, if we ignore that, you can only lose $10 7 times before the account is gone. It's unlikely that you will lose 7 times in a row, but it's not impossible. Given a long enough period of time and enough accounts, it will eventually happen. So that account would then just be gone. If you take the 70 and buy a funded account and get that $1,000 that you're allowed to lose, if you risk the same $10, your psychology, like I said before, is going to be roughly the same because you paid real money for the funded account. You have a real chance of making real money with that funded account. So your psychology, your emotions are still at play. But now you have $1,000 instead of $70. If you risk the same $10 per trade and just look at both accounts, whether it's a $70 private account or the $1,000 on a 10K funded account, if you look at both of them as just learning opportunities, the 10K funded gives you about 100 chances, at least, at the very least. Now, it's impossible that you're going to lose. It is not possible. Like, it is absolutely not possible for you to lose 100 trades in a row. Even if you have like a 20% win rate, you cannot lose 100 trades in a row. But at the very least, you would need to lose 100 trades. You can lose $10 100 times on a $1,000 account, as opposed to 7 times on a $70 account. So the switch I want you to make in your mind is basically do not look at funded accounts as a source of income as a beginner trader. Because again, I can guarantee you that you will lose that account. No matter if it's a $70 private or the $70 funded account that gets you access to 10K. You will lose that account. So what I want you to do is accept the fact that that money is gone and look at the amount of trades you can take on both accounts. And then what I want you to do on top of that is actually take the time to journal and study your trades, right? For every trade you take, have a solid reason as to why you got in, have a solid reason as to why you got out. Write down your emotions during the trade, the mistakes you think you made, and the quality of your setup. If you study those 5 things for every trade, you're going to improve significantly faster. And now think about the fact that you have 7 trades that you can study on the private account, and you have 100 trades that you can study on the funded account. For the same amount of money, you have way more than 10 times the amount of studyable trades that you can research for yourself, right? If we think 70 to 100, that's what, like a 14x difference, or 70 to 1,000? It's like a 14x difference. So you have 14 times the amount of opportunities for the same amount of money. If you just stop thinking about the funded account as a way to make money, and instead think of it as being able to multiply the lessons that you can learn. I figured this out, like this is a thing that clicked in my head about a year and a half ago, I think, or maybe like a year ago or so. I was out walking my dog and I was listening to an audiobook of The Mental Game of Trading. And something that the author said just clicked in my mind, where he said to basically learn from every trade, obviously, right? You have to be able to improve after every mistake. And something for some reason clicked inside my head while I was out walking the dog listening to that. Because from that point on, it immediately clicked for funded accounts. Not even just for private accounts, but it mostly, in my mind, clicked for funded accounts. That I could take the same amount of money, but learn over 10 times as much if I just stop wanting to make money from a prop firm account. Now, don't get me wrong, I've passed a couple accounts at this point with not too many issues. I've gotten plenty of withdrawals just size-wise, but I think the lessons are much more important for a prop firm account. I've had income on the side to build private accounts with, so I didn't need the prop firm accounts. I'm pretty sure that also made it easier for me. But if you have a job, which you should while you're trading anyway to have capital, you can afford to just slowly grow your private account and just look at the prop firm accounts as a way to study. Look at it like investing in a book or like investing in a mentorship, okay? It's something that's just going to help you study. Don't look at the prop firm accounts, at least while you're a beginner. Don't look at them as a way to make money. Look at them as a way to multiply the lessons that you can learn from trading. Because you can make the same mistakes many, many, many more times on a prop firm account than you can on a private account. Because again, it gives you access to leveraged capital, right? You have multiple times the capital available, which lets you learn multiple times the amount of lessons. I think that's about it. I hope that you can learn to apply this in your trading. I can almost guarantee you that it's going to catapult your results, at least your progress in learning how to trade. So if you are serious about learning how to trade, please consider this. If you do, good luck to you. I wish you profits in the trades to come, and good luck.